Okay guys, so for some reason my YouTube homepage is filled up with videos from this channel called Doodle Digest, and the first one I wanted to show you guys is top 10 letters to live in. Let's find out.
What happens when a building gives up halfway through construction? It's got a single narrow floor and an unreasonably high wall for no particular reason. No ceiling either, just the open sky and the lingering feeling you should have picked a different letter to use as your home. Technically livable, but only if your ideal house resembles the corner of a sad Tetris game and is willing to ignore basic weather conditions.
Why is this so funny?
The circular panic room no one asked for. If you simply slam it underground, not only do you get a bunker that doubles as an echo chamber, but there's no flat surface inside. So good luck placing any furniture that doesn't slowly slide towards the center, or the chance of putting your lemonade down without it spilling all over the floor. Or walls, or ceiling, since there's no corners, it's all technically the same thing. And there is zero escape from your own voice bouncing back at you. Not ideal, but at least you'll never stub your toe on a corner again.
He makes good points.
H. Finally, something that somewhat resembles a house. 2 stories and 2 walls. Great for siblings who want to live together but
Bunk
never see each
beds!
other. The top floor, tragically, lacks a roof, so you get sun exposure and rainfall in equal measure.
Okay, I feel like for H, guys, what you could do is just everybody lives in the bottom section, right? And then the top section could be used as like the outdoor area of a house, like a roof deck or like some sort of patio situation that you could climb up the base of the H as like a ladder system to get up there. And then everybody lives in the bottom part, and then bada bing, bada boom, you got a house. That looks kind of weird, but not too weird.
You could almost call it a skylight. Still, not the worst option for families who like open plan weather exposure, and this one has potential, assuming you own a tarp.
That could work too.
T. Or, as city councils call it, a bus stop that legally counts as a shelter. 1 vertical support beam, 1 flat roof you can't reach, and absolutely nothing else. No walls and no floor. You're sleeping with the worms on bare soil tonight. I wouldn't actually call this one a house. I'd say it's actually a mild suggestion of shade. You can kind of survive just until the wind picks up. Number 6. M. The letter that said, what if a tent had ambitions? It's basically 2 triangle rooms joined by a suspicious central slope that's either
perfect.
a hallway or a slide to your death. It does feel outdoorsy
To my death?
if you're into that kind of thing.
Yeah, wait, no, this one's perfect. This is literally just like going outside and camping because they have the bottom part set up where you can, you know, just like hang out on the ground. But then they do have 2 triangular things, just like a normal tent, where you can be sheltered from all of the sun and the rain. You can also use that middle part like he just did as like to hang stuff or do laundry on. I feel like this one is probably the best one that I would live in out of all of the letters so far.
There's decent symmetry and everyone is sheltered from the elements from all angles. You might have to supply your own floor though. Number 5.
What is this going to spell at the end?
Of architectural students who camp. Yeah, I'm seeing a running theme here. It's your classic A-frame, but committed to the bit. There are 2 floors, each tucked neatly into the slanted sides. So on the bottom floor, you do get a proper sense of space. The top floor, yeah, not so much. And
okay, guys, so I feel like A is the best one that we've seen so far. And a lot of places, I mean, obviously, like in the Poconos or whenever you're camping, there are these like A-frame places where the roof touches the ground. So this is already something that's out there. But another place that I see a lot of like kind of houses like this is down in Florida where it floods a lot. So you don't live on the bottom part, right? You park your car on the bottom part and then you live in the top part of the A. So I feel like this is one that could actually work really well as an actual livable house. You just need to make sure that the little triangular part in the A is big enough for however much space you need. You know, you want it to be bigger than a New York City studio apartment, but it doesn't need to be too big.
Don't forget, everything inside is at an angle, including your sense of balance.
Wait, no, it's not. What? Wait, that's just because he drew the A all slanted. Like, most A's are not slanted.
Architects or anyone who wants to live inside a warning sign. Number 4. P. Also known as the perfect treehouse. If you happen to live next to a tree, the round part makes for a roomy little nook, while the vertical line acts as a built-in ladder. It's
yeah, there you go.
And really makes you feel like a kid again. If you squint, it kind of looks like someone tried to build a hobbit house 2 meters off the ground. I'll admit, it is small, but it has character. Oh yeah, it also has no toilet. But again,
wait, why does it not have a toilet? Wait, what the heck? He didn't bring that out with any other house, but apparently P doesn't have a toilet. I feel like he slept on P. P is a cool one. The only bad part is that, like, you do have the slant, right? So it's kind of similar to the O, where you can't really put anything down because it's all on a slant, which is kind of dumb. But I guess you could have, like, one of them Murphy beds where it kind of, like, comes down from the wall. So at least you could sleep right there. And then the rest of it, I guess you could have, like, maybe, I don't know, like a little beanbag situation there to lay on. And then you have, like, good windows and stuff, but I like P. I feel like he slept on P a little bit there.
Number 3, you. You is number 3
Me?
on this list because imagine you buy this insanely luxury villa, but the house still hasn't been built by the time you move in, so you end up with this super deep swimming pool. There's literally nothing else other than a sweet taste of chlorine up your nose as you perform your biggest cannonball yet.
Amazing.
Think of it less like a home and more like a spa resort for one deeply confused person.
Okay, wait, I kind of like you, but also, too, I feel like you could be really good if we just flip it upside down. Then it's basically just like a giant circular home, almost like a hobbit hole, which you referenced earlier. But if we have to use it the way that it's, like, supposed to be written, then, yeah, I don't really think you can live in there. You could make a swimming pool out of it, or maybe, like, I don't know, some sort of, like, zoo enclosure for fishies or an aquarium or stuff like that. So, yeah, I think it's okay.
Number 2, B. If you're someone who's into glamping, then B is the letter for you. It doubles as a friendship retreat. 2 circular rooms stacked on top of one another like bunk beds. You and your best friend each get a bubble with a curved glass wall. A view with some privacy.
Yeah.
The interior might not be the biggest, but hey, at least both of you get to enjoy the luxury of having functional doors, walls, and a roof each.
Okay, that one's good. I like B a lot. I still think that the best one so far is probably letter A out of all of these, but B is cool. And once again, if you can kind of rotate the letters however you want, if you put B on its side, then you basically just have 2 homes back to back. back to back with a floor, and they have roofs, so it's kind of like a better version of M, if you can do that.
E. This is the architectural gold standard of the alphabet. You
Wait,
get
why?
3 wings, 2 full doors, and the rooftops flat.
But,
So
okay, I guess you could put windows on the side.
A later regrettable hot tub. But a friendly reminder, this house is warm weather only, unless you enjoy winter as an indoor activity. At least at the end of each horizontal line, there is a balcony to enjoy the views. You live in E like you're rich, like having a lot of room and complete.
These are kind of nice. I feel like this would work in like an Australian or like an African safari where like you can look out and like there's a little fence set up so that you don't fall over the edge and you can look at all the animals. But yeah, in terms of living here full time, I don't think it would work out too well. But this next one is really cool. It is the top 10 letters that you can slide on. I never thought anybody would make a video like this. This is why I love YouTube.
This is number 1, right? Wrong. It's number 10 in this list.
Wait,
S
why?
Looks like it'd be a god tier ride. Nice
Yeah.
curve with perfect flow until you hit the first bend. Then the slide whips you sideways into Mach 3 into the second curve, which immediately hurls your body into
Wait,
a wall.
that's not even that bad.
You're lucky, just the floor.
Nah, bro, I've literally been on slides that are basically like the letter S, but it's like a spiral slide. I mean, sometimes they do hurt a little bit, but if it's made correctly, those are the most fun slides.
Don't slide down S. You are yeeted through it.
That's
Number
the best
9,
part.
I. You know what I is? A test. A cruel vertical drop. No curves, no flare, just gravity. You drop from the top like a
Wait, why?
block with
Wait, hold on. Why can't you just go down the center, right? Just like you rode down all of S. Can't you just like, on the back side of I, you have the ladder, and then on the front side, it's just one of those like straight, super fast slides that you play, oh, what's the game where you like try to stay on the slide and then somebody else slides into you and like they try to hit you off? I forget what that is, but comment down below because I'm an old man now and I kind of forget. But I feel like that is perfect for letter I as a slide, just to have like a nice full-on ramp. And it would probably be a metal slide.
0 resistance and 0 entertainment. Also, if it's a lowercase I, you're not
Okay, you can't do
sliding,
lowercase.
you're just bouncing off a dot. It's basically a punishment. Number 8, Z. Z is a nightmare.
Z.
It's the kind of slide designed by someone who failed architecture school but didn't give up their dream. It's just sharp edge after sharp edge. Every turn is a new opportunity for your limbs to become real.
Especially because this guy used a very, very angular font. Like if it was just the normal way that everybody draws Z, just like the normal line, just kind of like it's like a sharper version of S. I feel like that could be okay, but the sharp turns really are not good for slides. Like as soon as you slide down into one of the curves, you're gonna stub your toe, you're gonna break a kneecap, you're gonna get concussed. So Z is, I would put Z at number 10, honestly.
Range like IKEA furniture without the manual. By the time you've reached the bottom, you've left behind half your pants, 2 teeth, and your ability to trust. Number 7, H. Not a slide, a trap. You think, oh, 2 vertical bars with a middle piece must be a cool straight descent. Wrong. You slide down one side, hit the horizontal crossbar, and immediately flip into the...
Okay, guys. All right. So I see what he's saying, right? But imagine this. Imagine the connecting part of the H in the center there was a trampoline. So you can literally jump off the top. It's a trampoline, and then you can bounce up on the other side. I know this is about slides, but trampoline, yes. Slide, not so much.
Yeah, like a tossed pancake. Some say H stands for hospital, which is what you'll need after riding this letter slide. Number 6, M. M is a lie. At first glance, it looks like a thrill seeker's dream.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Valleys, symmetry, the visual promise of speed and bounce. But in reality, it's a slide designed by a geometry teacher with a vendetta. You drop in fast, great start, then you hit the first sharp angle, and bam, you're stopped dead. Your momentum just dies. You scoot a bit, try to wiggle, you get to the center peak, and that's it. You're stuck.
Oh, you're stuck.
In the crotch of an M. No traction, no slope, just shame and friction burn. Oh, and as you might have guessed, joint 6 is W, as it's the same experience, just flipped upside down. Number 5.
That makes sense. Okay, I agree with that.
With flair. At first, it's beautiful. This open spiral beckons you in like some elegant...
Okay, so for the letters, you can rotate them, which I feel like for some of the other letters might have been good to rotate them a little bit. But okay, so for G, you come in the top side, and then you basically go up to the other part of the G, but then you can like slide back down, and I guess you get stuck in the center. There's really no exit to G.
Curved siren. And the entry? Oh, it's fun. You run off a high platform and jump in like it's a pool. Whee! And you gracefully start spiraling down in a curve. But here's the thing. You're not getting out. There's no exit ramp, no escape hatch, no mercy. G just ends.
Yeah, it's like a Venus flytrap.
Like a smug little loop and stops. The only way out is to jump up and over the side.
Not possible.
Unless you've got quads forged by the gods or can jump 10 times higher than LeBron, it's not happening. Number 4,
I totally
Q.
can.
Q is basically what happens when you give O a bad attitude and
Where do you
hustle.
start?
At first glance, it's a nice enclosed loop. You're thinking, just a chubby O. I'm ready for a gentle drop-off. Wrong.
I don't like this one, actually.
You fall straight off the top like a dropped Amazon package. No countdown, no warning, just whoosh, and you're airborne. And where do you land? On the little tail ramp, sticking out like some cake.
Yeah, I think the only way that Q would actually be good is if like you just drew it a little bit weird, right? You had like the little Q tail part. You had that like kind of come off the side a little bit and made it a little bit more curvy and less of like a 90-degree angle. Then if you could do that, Q would be perfect. That would be the most amazing slide of all time.
Chaotic conveyor belt. It catches you mid-fall, whips your body sideways, and flings you down
Boom.
at
Concussion.
maximum speed. Number 3, J. J is the
J's
cowboy
perfect.
boot of slides. You
It's
climb up
amazing.
the side, drop like a rock, and then wham, you curve into a glorious arc that shoots you forward like a carnival ride gone rogue.
J's basically like shotgun falls if you ever have been to a water park. Every water park that's good has like one of these like letter J slides where you slide down like 10, 15 feet, you charge up, and then there's like a little loop at the end to throw you like 10 feet in the air into a giant pool. I feel like J is perfect for a water slide. Maybe not a real slide, because if you land on the mulch, you're probably going to hurt yourself. But if you land in a giant pool of water, that would be epic.
It's not elegant, and it's definitely not safe, but it is stupid amounts of fun. Perfect for adrenaline junkies, clowns, and people who have accepted their fate. Number 2, U. A smooth, sensual bowl of velocity.
What?
You cares for you. You drop in gently, gain speed through the curved base, and coast out the other side like a majestic tube otter. It's the kind of slide you take your grandma on, and she'd love it. She'd also probably get stuck halfway through, but that's a separate issue. Number 1.
Okay.
C.
Yeah, C is perfect.
Simple, elegant, perfect. Assuming you can rotate it 90 degrees to the left, you drop it at the top.
Yeah, it's like a big fishbowl.
Rest gracefully in the middle with your dignity intact, at least more intact than usual. There's no sharp turn, no surprise ramp, just you, gravity, and the loving caress of the alphabet's most...
Wait, I feel like though if U is good or letter C is good, you know, I feel like G could be the same thing. G is kind of like a C just with a couple extra steps. So if C is good, I would put G at number 2.
Honorable curve. Bonus, flip it backwards and you've got yourself a second ride. C is for clean, C is for chic, C is for certified slide lord. And hey.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was the most creative video I've ever seen. If you want to see more, smash like and click right here.